evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants, and of course I am your host, your YouTube messiah and often imitator, never duplicator, Superstar Tim Vicious, and we are gonna go over Clash at the Castle, Cardiff, Wales, United Kingdom. Big hype because first time in 30 years that they had a stadium show in the United Kingdom. Last time was in 1992, and the big match, big marquee match there was Bret Hart versus the British Bulldog. And fuck, I remember watching that match when I was a kid, and now I feel really old. Wow. Well, before we get into the show and make myself feel like I'm inching closer to having to apply for AARP, first thing you need to address, first and foremost, man, this was just a hell of a weekend for wrestling fans in general. Not just WWE fans, and not just AEW fans, or whatever. I can't fucking stand, or I can't grasp the whole concept of just being just one brand loyal. Just, you know, you had Clash at the Castle and Worlds Collide, you had All Out, you had couple indie shows all going on over the course of the weekend. This is probably hands down the best time in quite possibly the longest time. One of the best times in the longest time to be a wrestling fan. Because so much wrestling content is out there and available for everyone to see at any point in time. You know, it's... I was thinking about this, and I was talking about this with my son earlier today, saying that, you know, if just half the wrestling stuff that is out there now, not just on Fight, but, you know, on all across on a massive spectrum, just half of all the wrestling shows that you can instantly view and watch at any point in time, like that, was available at his age when I was going from the time of 13 until I was 18. Dude, I would have been glued to my couch non-stop. Like, I would have had to get forced to be thrown out of the house to go outside and socialize with people. I would have been that glued to it. No lie. It was just that much, there is that much out there, and which falls back to the comment I previously made about brand loyalty, you know, being overly supportive for one particular brand or company or whatever the hell you want to, however you want to label it. Saying, you know, I swear by this brand and this company only because they have the best product out there, or this one or that one. Like, dude, what are you talking about? Does it matter? Just shut up and enjoy the fucking show. And like what you like, turn off what you don't, because honestly, there is no goddamn reason why anyone out there should have to be sitting there saying, oh, I can't believe I'm watching this. Oh, this show fucking sucks. Why am I doing this? Blah, 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 blah. Dude, for the first time in like 15 years, there is multiple forms of wrestling content out there to watch at any point in time. Not just like where you would have to wait until like 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock or 11 o'clock or whatever. No. You could download Fight, you could download IWTV, you could go fucking online and pirate some shit. You could go online. Hell, you can fucking go in Peacock or TBS app or TNT app, whatever the fuck. You could get thousands and hours of wrestling on any kind of individual streaming system. There's no need for just bitching like that. And that's yeah. I was just overly happy about the fact that there was so much out there, and seeing everyone seeing a handful of people throwing out that shit, and it irritates me because it's just like, well, why the fuck? Do you get off on that in some kind of way? Bitching and complaining and purposely subjecting yourself to something you don't like? I mean, listen, if you're going to be that kind of sadist, do yourself a favor. Don't tweet about it. Just go into a broom closet and shove a stick up your ass and then complain about that then. Or whatever. Just, ugh. Anyways, now that we're done talking about that, and people are probably questioning my sanity more than they normally are, Clash at the Castle, Cardiff, Wales, United Kingdom. Let's get into the show, shall we? It starts out with women's trio action. Bianca, Belair, Little Miss Bliss, and Asuka. Yeah. And Asuka going against Bayley, Io, Sky, and Dakota Kai. And yep, took my heart pills. I'm good. Now, there was an all-out fight and a brawl right at the start before the bell even rang. After the bell rang, solid good back and forth action. Really dug the shit out of it. Really great. And also, cannot stress this enough, the UK crowd did not fucking disappoint. The second Bayley got in there, they started up right where they left off with her. Hey, we want some Bayley. And she just put a stop to it fucking beautifully, being her in her way. Like, no, you want it that bad? Well, you know what? Tag. She's in. I'm out. Bye. And that was it. Just like, wow. Okay. She's good. Now, Asuka at the beginning was the punching bag, and then Bliss got turned into the punching bag as the match went on. Gotta refrain from what I'm saying, from what I'm thinking, otherwise I'm gonna get hit in the head really, really hard, and I'm trying to avoid that. But yeah. Asuka wound up becoming the punching bag again, or not the punch bag. Asuka wound up getting a hot tag, started doing some, and then finally tagged in Bianca, and man, when she got tagged, they came unglued. She lit them up, and it was just great action all around. Great solid action all around. Bayley's team got the win. Bayley did a rose plant, and then Io did a moonsault onto Bianca. After that, 1, 2, 3, that was it. They also announced that Monday next week, Io and Dakota are going to have a tag title match against Raquel and Aaliyah for the women's tag title. So, yay. Next up, this hands fucking down match of the fucking night. Sheamus, Gunter. Holy shit! Now, before the match even started, Ludwig, Keiser introducing Gunter, and then also introducing Vinci, formerly Marcel Bartel. Imperium is reunited once more, and it was just, my first thought was, now all they need to do is re-sign Alexander Wolf, and they're set. Boom. That'd be really cool. So, if this gets to Triple H or anyone in talent relations in any type of way, if you guys hear this, could you, Alexander Wolf, please? Nice. Thank you. Moving forward, though, oh my god. Like I said, Imperium reunited, and then it was just a solid fucking fight. Sheamus and Gunter just staring each other down. Butch and Ridge going after Ludwig and Vinny, and it was just them two fighting while Sheamus and Gunter are staring at each other the whole time. And then when them two got at it, good God. Violence in the most beautiful way possible. And I don't know, I'm not quite sure if that best describes it, but let me try to best to explain that sentence right there. Violence in its most beautiful way possible. It was, not like what you would see in like a death match or blood and guts type stuff. And it's not a disparaging comment to that, because I like the ultra-violent stuff. But it's not for everyone, Some people just like seeing hard-hitting, physical, beating the shit out of each other and feeling when somebody punches the other dude, you as the spectator feel it in your soul. Like, ooh, I just felt that. Oh God, that hurt. Like, yeah, that kind. And that is what this was. Sheamus and Gunter. Oh my God. Listen, this is the one match you definitely need to go out of your way to fucking watch. Without a fucking doubt. I can't stress this enough. Just straight up beautiful. Gunter, he was leading the pace. And at one point, it looked like Sheamus really, like, legitimately wrenched his lower back. Like, he was hurting that bad. And that was the mark that got it for me. Like, holy shit, is he serious? And then once I saw Gunter started working, and I was like, okay. Okay. Wow, okay, you got me. I'm fucking sold now. Wow. And it was just really great match, start to finish, bell to bell. It was just, whoa, man. Match came to an end. Gunter wound up hitting a lariat on Sheamus. And it was just, or not a lariat, I should say. It was more like a hard clothesline, almost like a JBL-esque, like trying to do like a take your damn head off kind. But, yeah, it was just, wow. Afterwards, you see Sheamus, his chest all red and bruised up, looking like he just got put through a meat grinder 3 times over. The crowd stood up and applauded him, was standing up and applauding him on his way out of the ring. So, yeah, some people were fucking putting out there on their Twitter, oh, Sheamus is so over, Sheamus is over. Dude, he's been fucking over. Where the fuck have you been? Listen, just because you didn't like the shit he was doing before didn't mean he wasn't over. Let me ask you this. If you didn't think he was over, why the fuck do you think he would be in the company, and not just in the company, but in a prominent spot where he's consistently been on television all these years? You don't always have to be in a world title picture or a title picture in general to be over, but as long as you are being used prominently, you have some semblance of it. That's all that is, plain and simple. So now we come to the next match. Shayna Baszler versus Liv Morgan for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And excuse me. Deserve that. I deserve that because Liv Morgan's outfit, mind wandered to places it shouldn't have, and I fully anticipated a brain duster, so had to deliver that one to myself. As far as the match went, nice chain sequence at the start with both girls going at it, trying to do move or counter move, pin to pin, submission to submission, all that right at the start. Shayna wound up leading and dictating the pace, which, okay, I'm cool with. It was a decent match, It was a decent match. I dug it. Liv got the win by doing a code breaker, followed up with the Oblivion. Probably the biggest shock in that match was the fact that they actually said code breaker, because up until that point, since Jericho left, I don't remember them actually calling it that. I remember them saying like a face buster or something like that, or a lung blower, or I don't know, just something like that though. But that's the point I'm getting at. Either way, decent match. Next up, Rey Mysterio and Edge going against Damian Priest and Finn Balor. And, dude, I gotta say right now, Edge, the fucking crowd reaction he had when he got out there. First off, he came out wearing a mask. Looking like El Generico, looking almost El Generico like, which I thought was fucking badass. Which, Sami Zayn, if you're watching this, I doubt you would, but if you're ever watching this, get in contact with El Generico, see if maybe he can help teach Edge some, help teach him promo, yeah, promo, you know, because Edge is good, but if he had some El Generico dust sprinkled on top. Moving forward, man, like I said, the crowd, they just went bananas for Edge, and Edge just, like, drank it all in. As far as the match went, really good match. Ray wound up being the punching bag, much to no surprise, but Edge, he got the hot tag. Really good ring work all around by all four guys. Probably one of the cooler spots, and it was not something that most people wouldn't really think nothing of, but I saw it and I thought, wow, that's different. I don't recall that being done in recently. And when I say recently, within like 10 to 15 year time span. It was Edge was getting thrown into a corner, and Ray actually threw himself on the top turnbuckle so Edge would actually hit Ray so he didn't hit the corner pad. So basically Ray taking the bullet for him. And I just thought that was a different kind of move. I thought that was like, oh damn, that's pretty envy. That's a nice move. Wouldn't mind seeing that every now and then in a tag match. Not saying as a regular, but you know, every now and then. Now how the match came to an end. At one point, Finn, he started picking up the pace, wound up looking to go and close it. Dominik actually grabbed Finn's foot, distracted Finn. He started arguing with Dom. Next thing you know, turns around, Ray, boom, knocks him down, gets him on the ropes, hits him with a 619. Then Finn gets up, and then Edge plows him with a spear. Phrasing. Gets the 1, 2, 3. That was it. Afterwards, Edge and Ray hug each other, celebrate, yay, we won, woohoo. And then they call for Dominik. Come on over, kid. Come on, man. Come on. Let's hug it out. Celebration, yeah. Excuse me. And they're all holding their arms up in celebration. Then Dom just looks at Edge and boom, kicks him right in the ding ding. And then Edge, falls over, and Ray just looking like, what are you doing? What is wrong? What are you doing? Son, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And then Dom just wham knocks out Ray, and then basically we all knew this was coming. Dom was going to drop Ray and then truly take after his father's roots and, you know, lie, cheat, and steal. Because we all know Eddie was his papi. But the following night on Raw, Edge calls out Dom. Ray answers saying, listen, on behalf of my son, I'm apologizing. And there are just some things, you know, don't do this, man. And he looked at Edge, then looked at Ray. Your son's old enough to drink a beer. Your son's old enough to rent a car. Your son's old enough to work in this company. Your son's old enough to get an ass whooping when he deserves it. Then Edge calls him out again. Rhea then comes out and brings Dominik out and looking like wearing all black and looking like did he just come from an underworld con? Seriously? And just, you know, while I'm happy that they have Rhea as Dominik's mouthpiece, and, well, yeah, the heel turn was inevitable, the one thing I'm going to say, and I'm not trying to pass negative criticism, I'm really not trying to, and I know it's going to come off that way. The kid still needs to work on his facial expressions because he just has that, I'm looking like that little kid of, I'm mad kind of look on his face. Like the kid, like a little kid intentionally dropping their eyebrow and doing kind of look on their face to make themselves look mad. You know? But, yeah. Next up, we had Riddle versus Seth Rollins. And, okay, I normally make a lot of jokes about Seth's ring. Well, before we get into that, follow up on the Edge and Dom stuff. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Edge then wound up getting the crap kicked out of him by the rest of Judgment Day. Because when Dominik came out, Ray said, you know what, I'm not having any of this, I'm out. And then left. And then all of Judgment Day came down, beat the crap out of Edge, and then they took a chair to his knee, and that was it. They officially announced also that next week they're going to have Edge versus Dominik. Take from that what you will. So now we get to Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins. And yes, Matt, because they put his first name there again. And normally I make a lot of jokes about Seth Rollins' choice of fashion. But honestly, this time I really can't. I mean, as much as I want to, and I typically make jokes saying he looks like he grabbed his wardrobe out of the back of Elton John's closet, this time he came out in an outfit that Elton John actually wore. So it's just like, son of a bitch. I can't do it this time. Damn it. So in that instead, I'm going to talk about the match. Solid striking fest right at the start, you know. I dug the hell out of that. Riddle, he wound up leading early on with... And, man, I got to tell you, Seth, he is a phenomenal babyface. And I will say that with no problem. But my God, he is straight fucking fire when he is a heel. And when he's a bad guy, he knows on how to be a fucking bad guy. He knows on how to hit you hard with the mannerisms, the wording, the verbiage, all that shit. You know, calling out Riddle saying, oh yeah, your wife divorced you and she took your kids, you ain't got no family. Hitting personal shit. And if anyone wants to get all butthurt saying, oh, they shouldn't bring that kind of stuff up, blah, blah, blah. Dude, you don't think maybe they talk about this in advance? Maybe, just maybe, they say, Seth comes up to him before the show or before they do the promo. Hey, let me ask you, you cool if I mention this and this? Alright, thanks. But, yeah, like I said, straight fucking fire, man, and really great back and forth on both sides. I can't put this match over enough. I mean, it doesn't top the Sheamus Gunter match, but man, this was a hell of a match. In fact, this was a hell of a show. But match came to an end when Seth got the win, when he wound up eventually hitting that raw nerve on Riddle and made him go ape shit, and he went to go get a chair, tried to take a swing at Seth. Seth got out the way in time, crawled into the ring. As Riddle got into the ring, boom, popped him with a stomp. Afterwards, he then got up to the second rope, waited for Riddle to get back onto his feet, and then boom, popped him with another stomp, 1, 2, 3. Now they showed in post-match interviews, Riddle said he wanted a rematch. Seth just said, no, I'm done with him. I'm done with him. No. Bye-bye. I got bigger and better things to do now. Bye. Like that, basically. So now we come to main event of the night. Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns. Drew coming out. All of Cardiff on their feet for him. All 62,000+ in attendance for him. Roman out there getting cheers and boos. And probably one of the better things that I saw with Roman, man, at the start was he had a look of being unsure, like, what, what's going on, huh? Why aren't they cheering me? Why aren't they cheering me? What's going on? Huh? And it just, whew. And you know, yes, you go back and you watch episodes long into the past. Like 15, 16-ish era on here. And yeah, I was very critical about Roman's promo skills and facial expressions and mannerisms. Hell of a change from then to compared to now, you know? And he has shown leaps and bounds of improvements. And this is one example of it. Just that, I say them all the time. It's 100 different little things that make the bigger picture. It's not the big thing right here. No, it's all the 100 little things that help make the bigger picture. That's it, plain and simple. This was a great match. Had really great size. Both guys trying to size each other up at the start was great. You know, with their collar elbow tie up and then both bouncing off the ropes trying to knock each other down. Drew knocking Roman down and then Roman just having that look of like, oh shit, what? Like that look on his face of, whoa, shit. The hell did I just sign up for again? What the? And it was really great. Solid action by both guys. I can't put that over enough. I absolutely loved it. And, the commentary team hit the nail on the head with lack of Paul Heyman, Roman not having somebody to anchor him, to reel him in like, it's okay, hey, don't run on emotion, use your head, don't go ballistic, use your brains. Brains before bullets, man, brains before bullets. Didn't have Paul Heyman there to reel him in for that. So you know what he did? And the commentary team said this, without him there, he's turned into his native roots. He's turned into what his father and his uncle, Afa and Sika, the Wild Samoans, just going straight ballistic. And that's what he did. Now, at one point, we wound up getting a ref bump, and while the ref was down, Theory came down with a ref to go cash in. As he went to go cash in, Tyson Fury, the boxing champion, for those who may not follow boxing like me, for better reference, the guy who wrestled Braun Strowman at Crown Jewel, excuse me, Tyson Fury was sitting in the stands, wound up behind the commentators, or actually right behind the timekeeper's table, and as Theory went to go cash in, Fury, wham, just threw a straight right cross at him and just floored Theory. So yeah, that kept him from cashing in to make it a triple threat. But ref was down at one point. As the ref was down, Drew goes to, ref eventually gets back on his feet, but at one point Drew hits a Claymore and gets 1, 2, and no 3. What happens? Somebody pulls the ref out. Who was it? Dude in the hood. Pulls back the hood. Solo Sikoa from NXT, the Usos' baby brother, Baby Uso, finally making his main roster debut, just staring down Drew McIntyre, and my first thought was, them two are going to be money. Because Solo ain't afraid to fight. Drew, it's a fucking jacked off angry Scotsman. Why don't you just sit? He's pretty much bred for fighting. So yeah, them two are going to be money. But Drew wound up hitting a Claymore. Solo wound up pulling the ref out, which then stopped him. And then Roman wound up spearing Drew. And yeah, got the 1, 2, 3. That was it. Or actually, after the ref got pulled out, Drew leaned over the ropes to try and grab Solo, and then he hung him out. And then after he hung him, Roman speared him, I should say. I'm sorry. Afterwards, Roman, holding both titles, celebrating, walks to the back. I'm the best. I am the best. That is all you got. And then Tyson Fury gets into the ring, celebrates with Drew. Very much so. And it was kind of funny because my son was asking, because they were chanting, they were doing chants and sing-alongs. He was like, why are they doing that? It's like, it's a culture thing, buddy. It's what they do over there for the football games. And it was good to see. I dug the hell out of it. Personally, I would hope to see another UK I'm hoping the UK pay-per-view becomes a once-a-year thing. No different than Extreme Rules or Crown Jewel or or Hell in a Cell. So, yeah. With that said, that is it for this week's show. So, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the episodes when you can. Look for me on the Twitter at TimVicious. Also, excuse me, do not forget to follow these cool ass cats right on the Twitter. Kenny Killer Deals _IV, Diabolica RA, Sergeant Curry Pants and Dubs in your face. Also, folks, thank you to my executive producer, Ollie Ray Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check it out on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, all that good shit. Details are down below. Also, thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Laundry Fighting Championship. A little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. And make sure you check out whatamaneuver.net for vicious rants apparel. Help support the show and pay the bills. Well, folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck this.